I often get sent stories, and I have to say to myself, sometimes I have to pinch myself to see if what I'm about to talk about is even remotely real. But this one right here is probably going to catch y'all by surprise. I'm going to be honest. This is a bad look, but I can't even lie. This actually made me chuckle a little bit. So in this picture, you have a man by the name of Kristofer Erlbacher, who has just been sentenced to life in prison for killing his friend after they fought over, get ready for it, mayo. You heard that correctly. Not over a car, not even over a woman, but mayo, a condiment. And the irony of this is because you have a lot of, some nicknames float around this space in which mayo gets applied to PC people. And this is like the definition of white on white crime. This is like a textbook definition of it right here. Literally, a PC person killing another PC person over a white product. Let's go ahead and get into it. An Iowa man was sentenced to life behind bars for the murder of a friend he repeatedly ran over with a pickup truck after a fight about mayonnaise. Because I didn't know how he killed his friend, quote unquote, but to find out that this guy ran over his friend multiple times over some mayo is crazy. That means like anything was liable to tick this guy off. Kristofer Erlbacher, now 29, used his truck to ram Caleb Solberg, age 30, outside a cafe in the small town of Pisgah on December 17, 2020, the Des Moines Register reported. Erlbacher initially drove away, came back, and ran over Solberg 2 more times. The two had been out drinking at a bar with another person earlier in the night in nearby Moorhead, but things took a turn when Erlbacher spread mayo on Solberg's food, which riled Solberg and sparked a bar fight. Sorry about that. An ad popped up on my phone. A furious Erlbacher called Solberg's half-brother Craig Pryor on the way to the cafe and threatened to set Solberg's house on fire and shoot him, the newspaper said. Pryor later came to Dave's old home in Pisgah, where another confrontation was brewing. Erlbacher eventually rammed his truck into Pryor, then rammed Solberg. Erlbacher's first blow to Solberg did not kill him. He can be heard screaming for his brother, Craig Pryor. District Judge Greg Steensland wrote in the verdict, according to the Twiner Herald. Rather than just leave, Erlbacher went down the street, turned around, and came back to strike Solberg a second time. To be sure he had completed the job, Erlbacher drove his truck up and over Solberg one last time. Erlbacher then drove off, but his truck broke down a short while later. On the phone, he told Pryor that he had killed Solberg, according to the verdict. Erlbacher was convicted after a bench trial in December last year and sentenced Monday. Imagine being that pissed off that someone put mayo on whatever it is that you were eating, that you had this rage within yourself to want and go and kill them. It was not that deep. Like, people play all the time. But you know what? I'm glad they didn't try to say it was the alcohol, because they probably was trying to lean heavily on that. But this kind of stuff happens all the time, but not to the point where someone ends up dead over it. And to find out that he ran over this guy multiple times, but after he said he was going to go and set his house on fire over some mayo. Now, I didn't know to what extent the context of what they were talking about with the mayo. I didn't know if maybe he stole the mayo from him or whatever the case may be, or maybe he threw the mayo at him, but he put the mayo on the sandwich or whatever it is he was eating, and that's what ticked him off. He threw his entire life away over some mayo. I hope it was worth it, but this guy's a dummy. For real, for real. And you can see it looks like he got battle scars on his face. But hey, this is PC on PC crime, and they used a very PC product as the catalyst for this crime. I know y'all are probably cracking up in the comments. I can hear it right now. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you are new, make sure that you hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video or go live.